People often see him and they're asking like, oh, you made your Indian chief? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I specifically chose Spy Boy because he's first. The Spy Boy's role is he's the first person they see. Like, he's scouting for the other tribe so he could send a signal back to the flag boy to let the tribe know, somebody's coming. This being like my debut project, and even in actuality, like, you don't just shoot up through the ranks. So I had to let it be known, like, this is number one. This is the first one you see. This the Spy Boy. I'm Compton. I'm from New Orleans, not California, and I make art toys. I would say a art toy is like just art rendered in toy form. I wouldn't play with it. It's rather expensive. You drop it, you break it, you're gonna be upset with yourself. That's primarily what it is. It's a sculpture rendered in a toy form, and being that I kind of wanted to capture my artwork through the eyes of a child. That's the way I envision it. I'm born in '91, so I'm heavily influenced by cartoons, video games, Super Mario, which was like one of the first projects I worked on. And I took all those elements and then I blended it with what I wanted to pursue. I feel like children connect with things in a way that adults don't necessarily do, but we all remember when we were children. So capturing a Mardi Gras Indian, a black masking Indian in this format, I think really resonates. I drew Spy Boy's face, and then from there, I went to draw a suit on him, and I had this photo. I only have 2 photographs of my grandfather in his suits. So I went to redrawing one suit on that Spy Boy, and I posted it on Instagram, just curious to see what the feedback was. And Cole, who I wasn't close to at the time, liked it, and I'm like, he always said, holla at him anytime. So after he liked that picture, I'm like, I got an idea. He said, come through the gallery, come holla at me. So in that moment, I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going for this. My approach is I get a prototype, 3D printed, and from there, like, Spy Boy's made of 30 different pieces. So I had to initially print out 30 of those pieces. And then from there, I make molds of each of those parts out of silicone rubber. And then in the silicone, I pour a 2-part mixture of resin, which forms up in, I guess, like an hour to make a solid piece. I demold that, I sand it up. I mainly paint with spray paint. I spray paint each part, but then for the fine details, like its teardrop and its waves, I hand paint those with a brush. So what Spy Boy means to me is me connecting to a part of my heritage that I feel like I missed out on. Being that my great uncle masked as an Indian, my grandfather did as well. My grandfather, we didn't live together, so I remember him, but I didn't remember him enough where I could tie him to lots of smaller things. So I reached a moment just saying, like, I wish I had something more to connect with him. And I thought about, what if he taught me how to sew a suit? And I felt like I missed out on that moment. So I tied in what I was currently doing, which was the art toys. That's what I was exploring. And then I merged the two. So this was my way of connecting. In the suit, the burnt orange is significant also, because he wanted to make a burnt orange suit for my mom or me, but he never got a chance to do it. So this was my way of getting that done for him. I just feel like New Orleans needs more control of our narrative. Like, the natives should be the one in control of the stories, the movies, whatever that's portraying us. I know, like the photographers that get the books and the attention off the culture with the Indians or the second lines, it's hardly ever us. And you get excited because it's beautiful work, and then you find out like, dang, it's somebody else from the outside capturing this, profiting off of it. And I'm knowing these people who make these suits will go without power in their house to get this done, and they're not getting a dime from it. But somebody totally from the outside is profiting. And it's like, it's real bothersome. I even asked the question to myself, as far as I slightly feel like I took a step from the outside, and I'm like, okay, how is this gonna be received? Is it gonna be looked at like Compton never masked, but he made an Indian? So I could stand firm in the fact that I do have a connection to it with my grandfather. I actively have a chief teaching me how to sew beadwork. I'm very much connected. I'm a native son of New Orleans, so my goal is always to, though I'm doing this and I'll probably get a big light on me from it, I won't pass that back on. I need everybody else to know what Spy Boy come from, who's the people that Spy Boy represents, and also be able to give back to those people, give back to the culture. My advice for young black artists is to just go with your move. I very much believe in, like if it's something that you're after, you're passionate about, go for it. You might fall flat on your face, have to take your lick, but through that learning experience, you know what not to do, what to do. But I'd rather you go for your move than to not taking outsiders' advice because they're very cautious. This isn't a path that they've taken, but this is something special that you want, you should go for it.